inside the 1. Diving, the ball comes out, but he was over the line. He had possession as he crossed the goal line, so it is a touchdown.
No, that was the only cool thing that happened during the game last night between the Jets and the Jags. I'm not hungover. You're hungover. This is Interesting to See, a daily sports podcast. News, narratives, takes, and gambling. Last one of the year, probably, maybe. Maybe I'll do one on Monday. Well, the world has off, even though I know none of you are out there listening. It's been a fun year. Maybe we should go over my top episodes and stories today and see what everyone is the most upset about at me over the year. But it's Football Friday, and last night the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the New York Football Jets 19-3 in a game that just had Jets fans so sad and wanting Zach Wilson benched, not for Mike White, but for Joe Flacco. And the Jets will be back back in the quarterback market just as soon as they came. Zach Wilson apparently doesn't get it. He can't play football. He can throw a football, but he can't play football. They're just losing it. They are absolutely just losing. They're losing it with Zach Wilson. And Mike White, we don't know when he's going to come back, but it's going to be bad. Doug Peterson, one of the best coaches in professional sports, though. I've been saying it for a long time. I have a future on Jacksonville to win the division, and if they win out, they win the division. How great is that? All right, let's just dive into the games this weekend. The Giants are at the Vikings. The Vikings are 3.5-point favorites. They're also doing a whiteout. God, Minnesota, when Minnesota's good, for some reason, they never make me mad, but they're just super annoying. The fan base, the media, the local media in Minnesota, they're just the most annoying people. You remember in 2017 when they went to Philadelphia? God, they're just the worst. The Saints are playing the Browns in a game no one will pay attention to. The Lions are playing the Panthers in a game I'll be paying attention to, but mostly no one will be paying attention to. I believe that the game will be less than 60% attended. Bengals at Patriots, and all of these games are on Saturday. These are tomorrow. There's no college football. We will discuss most of the games. Most of them are tomorrow. For the Sunday games, you'll have Green Bay, Miami, Denver versus the Rams, Bucks and Cardinals, and then on Chargers, Colts, and then on Monday night is Dallas and Tennessee. So this is important for a couple of reasons. Remember, we've been talking about it for months. The NFL wanted to cuck the NBA, and they put football games during basketball games on Christmas, which is supposed to be the NBA's day. In the NFL's defense, it's not like they went out of their way to do this. It's Sunday. Christmas is on Sunday. Most of the teams, like I said, will be playing on Saturday. So the Saturday games, they start at 1 p.m. It's basically just like Sunday, but moved up a day, and then Sunday games will just be 2 or 3 primetime games. Well, not primetime games, but standalone games. So Bengals and Patriots. The Bills are playing the Bears. That's a tough one. Titans and Texans, that's another tough one that people are going to have a tough time watching. Not a lot of really good, exciting games this week. That's just kind of how the schedule broke down. The Chiefs are favored by 10 against the Seahawks. That's weird to me. I kind of, let's hold and bring this up. I like the Seahawks to cover that, actually. The Falcons are on the road. They're playing Baltimore, the Commanders, and the Niners. That's a big one for playoff implications. So the big playoff games are the Giants and the Vikings, the Lions and the Panthers, the Commies and the Niners. Those are the biggest playoff games in the NFC, because Lions, Seahawks, Commanders, Giants, and sort of Packers are still hanging around for a playoff spot. The big game of the day on Saturday, will be Philadelphia in Dallas. Jalen Hurts is out for that game and possibly out for another game, likely out for at least one more. He'll probably be out a month if they win this game. So the Eagles are on the road at Dallas. They clinch the division and, I believe, clinch the number 1 overall seed in both sides of the bracket. With a win, Gardner Minshew, who lost his coach and mentor in Mike Leach this week, or last week, but memorialized him and laid him to rest this week, will be starting for Philly. And that guy he's just Uncle Rico come to life. So the Cowboys are favored by 4, but that's a rat line. Eagles are underdogs. The best team in the NFL are underdogs because they have to go to a backup quarterback, which, by the way, is a really good quarterback, and a lot of people think he could start over some of the guys starting in the NFL right now. So that's one of the stupidest lines I've ever seen. Vegas is playing Pittsburgh. Some very slight playoff hope for the Raiders. Not great, though, after the stupidest, worst ending I've ever seen in the history of sports. And people have just been talking about it. Conspiracy theories abound, such as, are Jacoby Myers and Chandler Jones friends? Did the Patriots guy throw it to the Raiders guy on purpose? That's how bad that was. People have conspiracies. The Packers are spending their holiday in Miami against the Dolphins. Dolphins need it. The NFC East, or AFC East, is still the Jets with the loss last night, it looks very much like they're not going to be a playoff team. But the other three teams are really good. Obviously, the Bills and the Patriots and the Dolphins, right? So the Dolphins need to win. And the Packers, if the Packers lose, they're eliminated. Which would be great for me as a Lions fan because then Aaron Rodgers will quit. But right now, he's just still hanging around like an old man trying to sell me cigarettes. And it's really annoying. The Dolphins are also significantly better. The line is 3.5. I think the Dolphins are going to win by like double digits, 10. Maybe Broncos are 3-point favorites at the Rams. There was an article going around about a month ago from Sports Business Journal that they were having a difficult time selling tickets to this game. When they open up the highest deck at that SoFi Stadium, it can hold about 100,000 people. Apparently, just from a normal Rams game, around 80,000 people, it's less than 10% sold. This is about a month ago, so maybe people are going to make a day out of it. But where that stadium is in the middle of nowhere, and LA traffic in stadiums it's actually a disaster. The Broncos have turned into a gross franchise also this year. I think that on Christmas Day at 6:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the year of our Lord, we are going to see the saddest football game that's been played in a long time. Russell Wilson is still trying. Is he out? I think he might be playing this game. I actually don't know for sure. It doesn't really matter. Stafford is out. Aaron Donald is out. Cooper Kupp is out. Neither team owns their first-round pick, so you can't even root for them to lose. The Broncos' first-round pick is owned by Seattle. The Rams' first-round pick is owned by the Lions. It is the biggest game of the year for the Lions, regardless of what they do and honestly, the Seahawks. Both of those teams are having some success this year and could possibly, likely make the playoffs, but you want to be set on defense or quarterback for long term. So the fact that they are battling for draft position in a game where they're not involved, it's the biggest game of the year for Seattle and Detroit, is Denver and LA. No one's going to go. And I don't know exactly what the NBA slate is over Christmas. Let's take a look. I know that the Lakers are obviously involved, and because they're always involved, people just can't get over LeBron. So there are 5 Christmas games. It's Sixers and Knicks, right? So Philly and New York, Lakers and Mavs, so LA, Memphis and Golden State, Milwaukee and Boston, Phoenix, and Denver. So Denver's got a game. The Broncos got a game on Christmas. The Rams got a game on Christmas. And this is just too funny the way they do this. The Rams got a game on Christmas. The Bucks got a game on Christmas. And the Cardinals have a game on Christmas. Those are all of the teams that are playing in the same market. Oh, my God, that's so funny. So those are the bets that I like. The Bucks are favored by 8 over the Cardinals. I hate that. I'm staying away from that. I mean, the Bucks, people are having a difficult time accepting just how bad they are. The Colts are 4.5-point underdogs to the Chargers. If last week didn't happen, I would love the Colts to win the game outright. They are going to be emotionally drained after giving up the biggest lead in NFL history. They're going to quit. And Jeff Saturday, at halftime of that game, we're like, wow, maybe Jeff Saturday can really do it. And then by the end, you're like, actually, he really can't, which is tough. Okay, that's your football preview for the weekend. NBA basketball, we'll address it after the holiday and after the break. I did want to take some time to look at some other stories, including the University of North Texas quarterback, Austin Ayun, who has entered the transfer portal. Austin is 29. He's 29 years old. He's going to play another year of college football. So that's cool. Good for you. Transfer portal's so cool. Dabo Swinney went viral yesterday for saying that he built Clemson's program in the image NIL. The NIL, the name, image, and likeness that was important to him was God.
Thinking through it, and I mean, for me, we built this program on NIL. We really did. And it's probably different than what you're thinking, though. We built this program in God's name, image, and likeness.
What? This guy said, first of all, what a slip of the tongue. We built this program on NIL. Yeah, I know, dude. You're not a great coach, but you're really good at managing the salary cap. And then he says, in God's name, image, and likeness. What a loser this dude is. Every time he runs out of that tunnel, he's a loser. I don't know how to say it. He's a loser. Remember we were complaining about Salt Bay, the guy that snuck on the World Cup field and just ruined it for Messi and all his homies? Yeah, that guy's been banned from a soccer tournament in the U.S., the U.S. Open Cup, which is a thing apparently. I've never heard of that, but they're really mad at him. And FIFA is looking into how this could happen. Also, Do you remember Jenna Lane, ESPN, who we all roasted for being mean to Giovanni Bernard? Well, she addressed it on Twitter in a 4-page notes app post. Am I going to read? She has, holy shit, some of this is in parentheses. Okay, all right, let's read the parentheses part. What are we doing, Jenna? The first misstep was posting a video of our interaction with Giovanni, parentheses, quote, our, unquote, being myself and 2 other reporters. Dude, I see why you're on TV. This is garbage writing. The second misstep, M dash. This woman used an M dash. The second misstep, my very defensive comments after. Holy shit. I mean, I guess this is an apology. Everyone roasted her. They just obliterated her on the internet, and she deserved it. She absolutely deserved it. That was these reporters think that they're journalists, and they think that their content matters, and they're asking the tough questions. Like, bro, no one cares. You're here to make content. So in that avenue, she absolutely succeeded. Congratulations on your content, and congratulations on milking this. The apology got plenty of traction too, which is what you wanted, and I would like to very much congratulate you on now having a bunch of people know who you are that never did or cared to before, but they know who you are now. So yeah, congratulations on being able to pull that off. We do have some college football today. If you're trying to hide from your family and want to watch football, or you want to screw off at work at the end of the day, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Louisiana is playing Houston, and then we have Power 5 schools. Last night, Air Force beat Baylor. Oh, my God, that's so embarrassing. You know, Air Force is really good. I mean, shouts to the service academies, but Air Force is just consistently really good. They beat Baylor. Wake Forest is playing Missouri in primetime tonight at 6 p.m. One game on Christmas Eve. That's because of all of the NFL. That game is Middle Tennessee, San Diego State. Then New Mexico State is playing Bowling Green. I am really interested in New Mexico State versus Bowling Green, and I'll tell you why. They made a bowl. New Mexico State has made a bowl for the first time in what feels like a million years. They did it in front of no fans. And when these kind of, especially, I mean, I have a soft spot for Rocky Mountain colleges, but they're on the border of Mexico, and to get a program like that caring about football and doing a good job, I'd love to see that. So shouts to New Mexico State. I hope they kick the shit out of Bowling Green, even though absolutely, no way I think they will do that. They get to travel to a real city. That game is being played in Ford Field in Detroit, which on Monday, December 26th, let's just Google the weather for our Mexican border college football team. Oh, it's okay. So on Monday, the high is 21 degrees and the low is 12. Currently, there is a 100% chance of precipitation as I record this, and the temperature is 12 degrees outside in Detroit. It's been a great year. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I'll see you either next week, but more likely in the year of our Lord 20 and 23.